So in these verses, Krishna is saying the knowledge is higher than the practice, the meditation is higher than the knowledge, and renouncing the fruit of the action is even higher than the meditation, because after that peace follows. Such an interesting argument. So he's saying the knowledge is higher than the practice. Yeah. Now here practice, the word is used abhyasa. The practice means we are doing something ritualistically. That kind of practice. For example, in India there are many fasts that people follow, or and even in the other tradition there are different practices that are happening, right? And they are good. They are very good to train your mind and cultivate your will and all that kind of stuff. But he's saying that acquiring knowledge is higher than that kind of practice. Yeah, even the practice of meditation or any other kind of mantra and all these practices, without properly understanding why you are doing that. So the Krishna is pointing out that acquire knowledge, and that knowledge is higher than those practices, right? Why we are doing these kind of practices, what effect these practices are going to happen, what is the end goal, and all these kind of things, right? So in that sense, the knowledge is higher than the practice, right? And what is the knowledge? This is the knowledge, right? Reading something like Bhagavad Gita or some other book which explains the nature of reality, nature of the what is our inner dilemma, what is the problem, why certain thing happen, or whatever, what is our ignorance, all these kind of things, like internal explanation, not like external things like how engine works, not that kind of knowledge, but the knowledge about yourself, knowledge about your inner world, that kind of knowledge. Yeah. So in the sense, it is saying that sort of knowledge is higher than that sort of practice, right? The knowledge is higher than the practice. Okay. And why the knowledge is higher than the practice? Because with the practice, I mean, you can attain more clarity, you can attain more peace of mind, you can attain better quality of life with that knowledge, as compared to if you just continue doing your practice without understanding what it is doing, right? So in that sense, the knowledge is higher than the practice. And then he says the meditation is higher than the knowledge. Yeah, meditation is higher than the knowledge. So with the knowledge, let's say at the moment, let's say we are reading Bhagavad Gita or you're watching this video, so you are acquiring the knowledge what other great sages or what other people who have investigated this phenomena, people like Buddha, Krishna, these are the people who have gone through this process in depth, right? So we are acquiring the knowledge like what they have found out, right? What they are saying, what they are understood, because they have practiced for a long time, right? So we are acquiring that sort of knowledge, and it is very valuable. But he's saying the meditation is higher than the knowledge, in the sense with the meditation you can see that truth by yourself, right? So your knowledge becomes experiential. Currently the knowledge is more in the bandwidth of our understanding, right? We understand something, we haven't realized it, but we understood with our logic, we understood through our analytical mind, it makes sense to us, that kind of thing, right? And it goes into a system inside ourselves which makes which start making judgment about, okay, this is right, that is wrong, that sort of thing. So it is acting on that layer, that knowledge is acting on that layer, right? The meditation goes another step deeper. Your knowledge becomes your experience, right? If you meditate, and with that experience there is no need for argument, right? Once you experience, what is right and what is wrong, what is truth and what is ignorance, right? In that sense, the meditation is higher than the knowledge. Yeah, that because that knowledge becomes your personal, that knowledge becomes your own experience. So the meditation is higher than the knowledge. Practice, then knowledge, then meditation. And then he says, and this is very interesting, that renouncing the fruit of the action, letting go the fruit of the action, is even higher than meditation, right? Because peace follows after that. What a beautiful way to put it, right? So in the meditation you realize different, experientially you realize different truth about yourself, right? And one of the deepest truth here that Krishna is pointing out, which is the cause of our problems, is this getting attached to the fruit of the action. That we are getting attached to, I want this, I don't want this, and this and that. And because of that attachment, and this is internal, it has nothing to do with the external world. In external world you still do your work, you still do compete in a different fields, or relationship, health, whatever. The external, it is not about external world at all. It is like what is happening inside. yourself, right? That there is this attachment to the fruit of the action, there is attachment to the outcome, that is creating a chaos inside ourselves, right? And that once you realize that, and then Krishna is saying and then you renounce that fruit of the action, you still act but without a expectation of fruit of the action, and that will lead you to peace inside yourself. And then that way it is higher than even the meditation, right? It is more like application of the meditation. In the meditation you realize, okay, this is how it is working, and when you apply it into your life, then you reap the rewards, right? So in that sense it is saying renouncing the fruit of the action is even higher than the meditation, because it leads to the peace, and that with that peace you have more deeper truth, more understanding of deeper truth, right? And your life becomes more easy, right? Your life becomes more sorted in the sense, right? So these are the progression that Krishna is saying. Generally we start with some kind of a practice, some kind of a ritualistic practices, and then we acquire the knowledge reading through some scripture, Bhagavad Gita and all these things, and then we do the meditation, and with the practice of meditation we internalize or we experience that truth, which whatever has been talking about in the Bhagavad Gita and all these books, and then we apply that knowledge that we have acquired in the meditation in our real life with letting go of the fruit of the action, and with that we attain the peace, and with that peace our life becomes easy, right? So what a beautiful teaching, right? What a beautiful way to put it. Practice, knowledge, meditation, and letting go of the fruit of the action.